I'm showing you kind of a grown-up twist on a classic comforting school box lunch, and it is honestly my favorite, even though it's probably one of the most simple recipes I've shown you all week, and it's something that I myself pack all the time, and it's just so comforting and delicious. I'm also going to be showing you my no-bake chocolate chip granola cookies, and honestly, these are so good and really easy to make, kind of addicting like the brownies that I showed you on Wednesday, so sorry if you end up eating the whole tray like I did, but what can I say? They're really good, and I hope you guys love them. So we're gonna start by making the no-bake granola bites, and for this you're going to need 2 cups of toasted old-fashioned oats. The way I toast oats is I just kind of lay them out onto a non-stick cookie sheet. You don't want to add any oil or spray or anything, and then you put them in a 350-degree oven for about 5 minutes, and your oats are going to turn kind of a light golden brown, and they're going to start to smell amazing. And you want to make sure you keep an eye on them. About 5 minutes is plenty of time, and this seems like such a simple step that might not be that big of a deal, but honestly I recommend doing it because it makes such a big difference in the overall flavor. Then in a mixing bowl, we're going to add the oats with about a handful of chocolate chips and then another handful of roasted salted peanuts. Then I add half of a cup of natural peanut butter. You want to make sure you leave your peanut butter out on the counter for a little while so it's room temperature, and this will make this process so much easier. To sweeten it up, we're going to add half of a cup of maple syrup, and then it's time to mix all this together. This process is a lot easier if you mix everything together with clean hands, and this is definitely something that if you're making these with kids, they love this part. So go ahead and let them get in there and mix all the oats and peanut butter together because you want to make sure that everything is super well coated, and then you're going to transfer this to a baking sheet. I recommend using a square baking pan, but I didn't have a small enough one, so I just used what I had. But the key here is to really pack it down as firmly and tightly as possible, and that's going to help these stick together. You could just leave it like that, or you could kind of upgrade a little bit with a drizzle of chocolate. To get this melted chocolate, I just put some vegan chocolate chips in the microwave with a splash of almond milk and then drizzled it on top. And I'll be honest, my drizzling skills are not very elegant, so if you're better at this, then go ahead and make a pretty design, but I just kind of put a ton of chocolate on there because I love the way it tastes. Then you're going to want to put these in the freezer to set up for about an hour, and obviously this is something you can do the night before because not everyone has an hour to just wait in the morning. I totally get that. So you can go ahead and let it set, cut them up into pieces, and store them in the fridge until you're ready to use them. Then I'm going to make my sandwich, and for this I'm using the Silver Hills The Big 16 bread, and this is a really great bread. It has good ingredients, it's all vegan of course, and I also really like this one from Dave's Killer Bread, and there's also a lentil bread that is really good as well from 1 Degree. I get all of these at places like Whole Foods, or Sprouts tends to have them. Even Ralph's has a lot of these options if you guys are in the Southern California area. So you're gonna just toast up your bread of choice and then spread on some vegan cream cheese. And I really like using tofu cream cheese, which is something I never thought in a million years I would say, but honestly it has such great flavor. This one from Kite is really good too. It's an almond milk based cheese, and obviously everything from Follow Your Heart is absolutely delicious. So whatever kind of vegan cream cheese that you prefer, you can go ahead and spread that onto one piece of your bread. And then we're going to slice up half of an apple. I'm using a Fiji apple for this, they're my favorite, and then I just kind of slice it in these thin little pieces and then fan it out on top of the cream cheese layer. The inspiration for this sandwich was kind of a mix of things. One is a sandwich that my mom makes all the time because it's very Scandinavian. She's from Norway, and she will put like a piece of cheese with an apple on top of toast and sometimes some jam too, and that's something I ate a lot as a kid, so this was inspired by that. And it's also kind of reminiscent of a cheese board. If you think of a cheese board, you know, where you have some like vegan cheese and some kind of nice jam. Here I'm using a mixed berry jam, but also fig jam works so well in this sandwich. And then you have a little fruit. I don't know, it just feels kind of decadent and kind of like a sandwich version of a cheese board. So I just kind of put the jam on the other side and then plop the two together. So simple, so fast, but honestly it's so good. And that cream cheese with the apple, you guys, I know this is one of the simplest recipes, but it's my favorite. Whenever this is in my lunchbox, I always get really excited. This is a really great lunch for those of you who are packing lunches for kids who have sports to play after school, or if you like to go for a workout after class or work and you need lots of energy, because the apple, the whole grains, and even the whole grains in our granola bites are going to give you lots of fuel for activities after work or school. The second snack of the day is just this little fruit crusher applesauce. I get this at Trader Joe's, but I've seen these everywhere from Target to the regular grocery store. It's just a little applesauce that I sometimes have as a mid-morning snack, or I have as an afternoon snack. I feel like they're just the perfect little thing for a quick little boost of energy, and I love keeping them in my lunchbox. That concludes my week-long back-to-school lunch series. If you want to see the one that I did last year, I will link that at the end of this video and also in the description box. And if you're not already subscribed to my channel, I would absolutely love to have you as a subscriber. So go ahead and click the subscribe button so you can easily keep up with my future videos, and I will see you guys very soon. Bye!